Hello, everyone. I hope we are all having a good day so far. Welcome to Dino class, but things look a little different, don't they? It's mostly because, and I'll go ahead and tell you this. My internet is awful right now, and VR chat will not run smoothly. And my internet's so bad right now that I'm not multi-streaming this onto YouTube. This is TikTok exclusive until the VOD goes up later on. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to as a stand-in for Dino class or for the classroom, I would like to welcome all of you to the Morrison formation. I found a fully built out version of the Morrison formation on the Steam Workshop for Prehistoric Kingdom, and this is the Morrison, and it is beautiful. And we have a ton of different dinosaurs out here, and we're just gonna we're gonna be chilling out here in the Morrison for this stream, and I'm gonna go ahead and unpause it, and we're just gonna see how it goes. Hello, Coffin Tales. By the way, Coffin Tales is someone I met on VR chat last night and was actually the reason that I know that my VR chat is awful. I unpause it immediately. We have fighting. Oh, it's the stegosaurs. I should have known. But yeah. Let's see. There was some really cool news that came out. Actually, we'll go and chill with all the sauropods and stuff like that over here. Yeah. Here we go. This Bronto, Kamara. I want to say that's Supremus. Are you so hungover? That's fair. That's fair. What's the weirdest head crest you know of? Oh, dude. Okay. So weird head crest. I feel like undeniably we have to start with the ornithopods, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. So Tyrannosaurus, great example, right? Very strange head crest going on here. Very similar to Parasaurolophus, but it's got like this big bulbous end to it. Now, of course, Lambeosaur, our resident, thumbs up. Very bizarre. I will say this. The crest of Lambeosaurus might actually be so much weirder than we actually think it is. So, the reason we think this is because, do you guys remember that Bigot Montosaurus paper that came out like months and months ago? And it was talking about how you can actually see that in Montosaurus there is a fleshy cone-like crest. Well, that has some major implications for other hadrosaurs as well. So there's this idea that Lambeosaurus here probably has a ton of really weird soft tissue that might be on its crest. Typically they're reconstructed with this like hard shelled crest, right? Which, is fair. It's made of bone. It's hollow on the inside. That's a fair assumption, but it's more likely to be covered in soft tissue rather than keratin. Which is really fascinating. Now, of course, we've always kind of known that Montosaurus regalis, or regalis had a crest. You can see here it's on the male, not so much on the female. But we know now that Edmontosaurus annectens, the Edmontosaur that lived with T-Rex, also has a crest, or at least likely also has a crest as well. And also have like hello, Seagull, how you doing? And they also have like a big sail-like structure, which isn't technically a sail. It's like a whole thing, but yeah. I was jamming out to Lovejoy before I got the notification. Dare you interrupt? I'm sorry. Where's the Morrison formation? Is it in North America? Yes. So the Morrison formation is, of course, here we are in the Morrison. The Morrison formation is late Jurassic of North America. And it is pumped full of animals. I mean, like, there are 6 different species of Camarasaurus. There's Apatosaurus, Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Barosaurus, which I couldn't put in here, unfortunately, because Barosaurus isn't in the game. So here's our, like, Apatosaur herd. Here are the other Camarasaurs. The only thing we have out here right now are herbivores. Now, the reason I've done that, and thank you, Coffin Tales, for the 8 roses, I appreciate it. The reason I have left out carnivores is because I kind of just want to let this run for a little bit, let the animals get a few generations out, and do all of that, and then we'll throw in the biggest carnivores. So for Morrison, it's going to be Allosaurus fragilis and Torvosaurus tanneri. We do not have Ceratosaurus, unfortunately, but yeah. Making ecosystem prehistoric kingdom based off of the Isle. Any advice for how to build? You're gonna have to mix and match a lot of different niches. But don't put too many apex predators in there, or they'll drive themselves extinct. Or, like, both of them will drive themselves extinct. What is this game again? This is Prehistoric Kingdom. Why is Paleo Pizza trying to take the eggs and replacing them with chicken eggs? Oh, I don't know why there's fighting going. The Camarasaurs are throwing down. Okay, they're kind of clipping into each other. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But I would say, I would say that Paleo Pizza should know better not to steal dinosaur eggs, because it is so hard to feed dinosaurs. Do you know how much it would cost to feed a dinosaur? It would take so much. Hello, Lakota. How are you doing today? Or what are we doing today? Today is Dino class. So we're on a field trip, and like I said before, my internet is absolutely atrocious right now. So I'm not even multi-streaming this right now, like you guys, unless you're watching this VOD on YouTube. You guys here on TikTok are the only ones here with me right now. I don't have anything going on YouTube. My internet's just awful. Millions to feed dinosaurs? Yes, absolutely. Drop a woolly mammoth into the ecosystem? Tempting. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. Do you think Torvosaurus would vibe with Outback Steakhouse? I think once it got used to it, I'm sure. Mr. PG, what's your opinion on Corythosaurus? Ooh, hello, required. Corythosaurus. It's a really cool hadrosaur. I'll say that it's, close cousin of Lambie, obviously. I will say that they've probably got the safest looking crest out of all the big hadrosaurs with crests and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like this semicircle. But also, to add on to what we were saying earlier about like soft tissue on crest, it's very likely that Corythosaurus could have also had soft tissue coverings on their crest as well. So yeah. Whoa! We have a pregnancy! Camarasaurus supremus! We have a pregnant sauropod. Whoa! Awesome! What's my favorite dinosaur? My favorite dinosaur is Nanuqsaurus hoglundi. It is a type of... we have two pregnancies, actually. We have this Camara, and... we have a pregnant Brachy! Oh, that's cool. My favorite dinosaur of all time is Nanuqsaurus hoglundi. It is an Alaskan tyrannosaur from the late Cretaceous. I like it because, one, I've always really liked the cold, and two, I've also always been a fan of this like feathered tyrannosaur look that was very prolific around like the 2016 to 2018 kind of time period. So yeah, they should have Mipe or Utyrannus in Prehistoric Kingdom. That would be really cool. Do you think most large herbivores like Edmontosaurus or sauropods to be tasty? Well, that depends. I've talked about this before, and if you didn't know, the actual taste of certain animals will be based on like what their lifestyle is, and like what they're eating and stuff like that. So a carnivore and an herbivore might taste differently, but in terms of large herbivores, I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever had anything that was mostly eating ferns for its life, So, I mean, it could probably taste like chicken. That's probably the default answer. But yeah. Any tips on a natural Cretaceous parks, like settings, how to make so they don't go extinct? Put down the fake carcasses for the carnivores to eat from when they can't hunt. and make sure like put down fake logs with fruit and leaves in them, and other than that, just make sure that they have all the appropriate you know, nests and stuff like that. Carnivore meat would probably have worms. Probably. I mean, I've had alligator before. I have had alligator. It's not bad, I'll tell you that. Yeah. PK needs some crocodilians, not even just big. There's some. Yes, I would love to see. Whoa! We have animal death. Died in combat. Oh no! Wow. Yeah, rip. Oh. So this is another thing. This is a great you know, thing to teach from. So sauropods are huge. Like I'm in first person mode. These guys are huge. And big fights like this causing, you know, casualties isn't exactly all that surprising. You have to remember that, like, if an animal this big, like imagine you're this big and you fall over onto your side. What that essentially is going to mean is that, like, what happened with this guy, for example, his entire rib cage is probably shattered on the left side. The left side of his rib cage is gone. So yeah, it's, yeah. How likely do you believe pack hunting would be found in ceratosaurs or similar to hyenas in Africa? It's really hard to say which dinosaurs are social or gregarious and like living in groups and stuff like that. But it wouldn't surprise me because Ceratosaurus, like, compared to the other larger carnivores within its ecosystem, it was smaller. And again, this is not saying Ceratosaurus is small. You just have to remember that it is smaller than the already huge carnivores that are there. Like, it's smaller than Allosaurus and Torvosaurus and stuff like that. So I could see that Ceratosaurus could live in groups and maybe hunted in packs. That wouldn't surprise me very much. Do we have evidence for it? Probably not, but wouldn't surprise me. I think they could do pretty well by themselves, if I'll be honest with you. Is the Morrison map from the workshop? Yes, it is. If you would like to... Oh. You guys know that guy's dead, right? Okay, the Brachiosaurs and the Brontosaurs are staying with the dead Kamara. So, yeah. Do you like this game more, JW3? JWE3 has its charms. Hello, Kanati. Welcome in. But JWE3... Look! Look who made it all the way to the river! It's the Dryosaurs! Oh, the little Dryosaurs made it. Look at that. Jurassic World Evolution 3 has its charms, and I definitely still will play it every once in a while. But I like this one, and I was talking to, I don't know if they're still in chat or not, but I was talking with some people in VR chat yesterday, where I was just like, I've literally wasted days just putting these animals down and watching them. So I definitely think that this game is a lot more, like, fun for me, but, like, it's not because I'm playing it, it's just because I love how it looks so much. What's the family called that Ankylosaurus is in? I want to say it's just the Ankylosaurids, but I'm fairly certain you're probably asking about the Thyreophorans. I'm going to double check myself on that because I can't remember. I don't think Thyreophora is a family. I think it's just a wider clade. I'm going to double check myself because I want to make sure that I'm right here. Yeah, it's a part of the family Ankylosauridae. So it's a part of the family that it is named after. But it's a part of a wider group, or wider clade called Thyreophora. Thyreophora is very interesting because okay, I'll ask you guys. Here's your Dino class quiz. All right? What other animals, and you might have been spoiled by the game itself, what other famous dinosaur is also a Thyreophora? What is another famous dinosaur that is also a Thyreophoran? Yeah, sit and watch sessions of JW3 aren't as strong in PK. Yes. And Dino, yeah, there we go. Stego, Dino Nerd got it. Mago got it. I think that's how you pronounce that. Kermit, there you go. Senior for the jam session and music. I have a question. What's your favorite band? Ooh, favorite band. That's hard for me to say. I listen to a lot of music. S. Stenops and S. Ungulatus. Yes. Yes, though I will say, you're not supposed to capitalize the first letter of a specific name. You only capitalize the genus name. I think only when the species name is by itself do you capitalize it. Taxonomic nomenclature and all that. But yeah. So it's these guys. The stegosaurs and the ankylosaurs are pretty close cousins. These are all female stegosaurs. Where's y'all's male? I made sure that every group had at least one male. Where did you oh. Never mind. He's over here being a little stupid. I love ankylosaurs, mostly Ankylosaurus and Anodontosaurus. Love them. Yes. I love Edmontonia, Sychania, Tarchia. I think all of those guys are super cool. Obviously, with like the Borealopelta, or like the nodosaurs with like Borealopelta, Sauropelta, and all stuff like that. The Borealopelta specimen, and I'm sure we all know what specimen I'm talking about. But if you're unfamiliar, I'd recommend you look up the Borealopelta specimen because it is one of the most well-preserved dinosaur specimens ever. It literally looks like it's asleep. But yeah, to answer your question though, Jay, I'll say that my favorite band, I'll say either Set It Off or All Time Low. That would be mine. So yeah. Can you talk about How Long Dong Guy? Yes! How Long Dong Guy is super neat. And real quick, so hold on, we have another pregnancy. It's another one of the Kamaras. Okay, we're gonna wait like a season. But so let's talk about How Long Dong Guy. If you've never heard of How Long Dong Guy, it is a iguanodont. Okay, and now here is an iguanodon, the most famous member of its family. How Long Dong Guy is about this big, and what's really, or at least the specimen we have of it is about this big. And the thing about it that's really interesting is that it has quills. Like, it has noticeable quills. It comes from I want to say a rock layer that's either in or neighboring the Yishuan Formation, but I'm pretty sure it is Yishuan because it coexists with Eutyrannus. But yeah, it's super fascinating. I want to see, do any of the baby ones for the other skins have quills? They do not. That is unfortunate. This game is Prehistoric Kingdom, for those that keep asking. But yeah, so How Long Dong Guy is basically an iguanodont that's about this size. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about How Long Dong Guy. It is, the specimen we have appears to be not fully grown. I can't remember if it was said to be a juvenile. I can't remember the exact age range that it's thought to be, but we know that it is not an adult. So, like porcupine quills, yes, exactly. That's exactly the kind of quills I'm talking about. Give it a look. It is spelled Haolong, and then that's the genus name, and then Dongai, which is Dongi, I believe. So, but yeah, they're really cool. I heard they're working on for Prehistoric Kingdom coming to console. That'll be cool. We have, I think this is the first Camarasaurus lentis that has been mated, so that's cool. Oh, another animal pregnancy. A second Edmontosaurus lentis. That's very strange. We had line of sight of you. You didn't look like this. Oh, we got another one. Camarasaurus grandis. There we go. Look at that. It's looking good. Is it possible for Triceratops to have quills? This is a really interesting debate because there is a case for it and a case against it. And I will make both cases for you, and I will let you decide which you like more or less. Okay, so let's start off with this guy. This is Psittacosaurus. It is a type of ceratopsid, or at least it is close to the ceratopsids. I don't think it's within like the same exact family. But they're pretty close relatives to them, and that's the main thing. So you'll notice that they have these quills right here. This is real. We know that they have these because we have one really, really good specimen of them. And that particular specimen preserves this, and it also preserves all of this color. This guy right here is the most accurate dinosaur ever. Ever. And I like this depiction right here because this is genuinely what it looks like. Now, let's go back. Let's go to Triceratops. This, we'll go with Triceratops horridus. Okay. Let's very quickly here. Do you see these dots around the skin? These big scaled dots? Guess what? So these are called feature scales. However, we know these are here because of a specimen named Lane. Now, Lane has a huge amount of skin impressions. Like it is probably like the biggest skin impression I've ever seen for a dinosaur. And what's really interesting is that if you look really, really close, these feature scales look a lot like what you would expect like quill nodules to kind of look like. So there's this idea that these could have had quills on them. Now, I will say again, I'm making a case for and against this, and you can decide which one you believe. I would also recommend that you look more into this. I don't know both sides' arguments completely, but I would recommend you look into this a bit more yourself. So this is really interesting. I've seen quilled Triceratops depictions. I've seen Triceratops depictions like this where they don't have quills. I think both are really cool. Both are fine. So, yeah. So the 1993 Triceratops is more accurate than the 2015 Triceratops. Not really. I mean, I take issue with the skull morphology of the 1993 Triceratops. I take a lot of issue with the feet, the look of the head. But yeah. You're cool. I'm following. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. If any dinosaur could be added to Jurassic World Evo 3 right now, what would you want it to be? I always say Nanook because it's my favorite dinosaur. We're gonna check on the pregnancies while we're sitting here. So we have another Camarasaurus pregnant, another Camarasaurus, and another all one of the three species that we have out here. Nice. I always say Nanook because it's my favorite, and it's also very, very loosely seen in dinosaur media, and I'd love to see more of it. But I will also say that I would like to see... I'd like to see them do another Megaraptor. They already did Australovenator, but I would love to see a Megaraptor, Joaquin Raptor, something like that. Centrosaurus is cool. There's actually a specimen, I don't know if you know this, there's a specimen of Centrosaurus that shows, like, on one of its legs that it had cancer. You can see this, like, tumorous blob of bone on one of its legs. And if you are a fan of anime and manga, you will know that there is a manga series called Dino-san, or Dino Sanctuary, and they actually have, like, it's all about, like, the day-to-day life of zookeepers in a dinosaur zoo, and they have a whole, like, chapter dedicated to their Centrosaurus and its, in the cancer in its leg. It's so cool. Do you play Path of Titans? The baby Anodontosaurus in that game is so adorable. Yes, I do play Path of Titans, and I actually really like their baby Ankylosaurs. And by the way, I want to show off. Can I show you guys the baby Ankylosaurs? Let's go with this one because they're just little potatoes. I love them. Like, look at them. They're just little potatoes. Have you seen the new PK Dev Diary? Yes, I have. I'm very excited for the giant ground sloths. So yeah, very, very excited for that. Have you seen have you played Red Dead Redemption 2? If so, what prehistoric animal would Arthur and John ride? John would ride an Allosaur. And I say that because Allosaurus has been found with probably the most amount of, like, scars, right? And thank you, Kermit, for the gifts. I appreciate it. So, like, there are a lot of specimens of Allosaurus that are really beaten up. And John has that, like, mean-looking, those mean-looking scars all across his face and stuff like that. So I think that's rather fitting. Arthur, I would make a Desplatosaur. Because Desplatosaur, it's not the biggest guy around. But it's big, it's mean, it's tough. And I think it fits really well. So yeah. Allosaurus should stop getting into fights. Yeah. Okay, who in chat, because I'm not making this up, I promise. And thank you, the funky one, for the gifts. I appreciate it. Y'all ever heard of the infamous Allosaurus crotch shot? I don't know if we have any new people in chat, but I've talked about this before. There's an Allosaurus that has like a suspiciously Thagomizer-shaped hole where its hip is. And it's like, oh, yikes. Do you want to see the weapon that did it? Hold on, yeah. Let's get a close-up on the Look at that. Oof. I have not, please enlighten me. There is a specimen of an Allosaurus that has a suspiciously Thagomizer. That's what these are called. This structure right here at the end of Stegosaurus's tail. It's called a Thagomizer. A suspiciously Thagomizer-shaped hole in its hip bone. And it is known as the Allosaurus crotch shot. Because they think it got hit between the legs by an Allosaurus, or by a Stegosaurus. It is... yeah, it's nuts. It's my favorite fossil. Yes, it's so cool. Got any fun facts about Edmontosaurus regalis or Nectans? I do. Because dying animal. Whoa! Wait, what are you dying of? You need food. Wait, hold on. Wait, whoa. When did we get a baby? When did the baby sauropod show up? Oh my god, there's multiple of you! Where are you coming from? Okay, well, alright, well. You know what? Here, hold on. Real quick. Before we get too into this, let me add insects, plants. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna add these to help out with some of the herbivores. Might be a little unrealistic, but there we go. Okay, cool. What's your favorite dinosaur? I'm very much stuck between Hatzegopteryx and Amargasaurus. Well, let me tell you, Sammy, it's your favorite's Amargasaurus, because Hatzegopteryx is not a dinosaur. That is a pterosaur, and pterosaurs are not dinosaurs. Yeah, mysterious baby appearance phenomenon here. Yeah, I guess they're just kind of spawning now. Are you... Okay, it says you're going to eat, but you're not moving. Are you okay, sir? Or ma'am? Ma'am? All right. But yeah, Hats is a really cool pterosaur, so I get you. Any cool Cretaceous formations I should base my park off of? If you are doing Prehistoric Kingdom, I would recommend Dinosaur Park. The Dinosaur Park formation has a good amount of dinosaurs that you can use for it. I'll walk you through some of the ones that are in the game. So for one, like there's no Daspletosaurus, there's no Gorgosaurus, but you can fill it in with a Tarbosaurus. You can move the Tarbosaurus to where it's a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit more nimble. But outside of that, you have Parasaurolophus, you have Walkeri, and this species of Parasaurolophus as well. You also have Lambeosaurus. You have multiple different versions of Lambie if you want to use those. Styracosaurus as well, which would have also been in that formation. So, and you can use Ankylosaurus for Anodontosaurus, which also was in that formation. So yeah. Should I stream Carnivores or Dino Blade tomorrow? Oh, God, don't make me pick that. I couldn't even pick what I was going to stream today. Tried to, I don't know, man. Flip a coin, I'm sorry. Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus is also super sick. We can bring this guy up. And I'd like to say, hey, are you... I don't know. I got the chance to talk about this yesterday with some friends, but Acrocanthosaurus, based off of all fossil knowledge that we have, Acrocanthosaurus has the most Riz out of every dinosaur. Based on fossil evidence. That sounds absolutely absurd, but I swear to you it is true. The reason behind it is because there is a fossil trackway of Acrocanthosaurus, or at least believed to be Acrocanthosaurus, of it doing something called a lecking dance, which is a mating display. It is literally fossil evidence of Riz from an animal that is 4 to 6 tons, or 5 to 6 tons, and I forget where the minimum of their weight is. Plus, Acro got so much, or yeah, they are. Alice or Acro here is. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the Edmontosaurus. I'll bring those guys up in a second. Sorry, we got distracted by something. But yeah, Acro is the last of the great American Allosauroids. It is the last of the great North American Allosauroids, because after Acro, it's mostly the Tyrannosaurs that start popping up. It's the Tyrannosaurs kind of show up in North America. They start kind of taking over. So Acro is a really cool dinosaur in my opinion. Now, Edmontosaurs are really cool. Now, here's the thing about Edmontosaurs. They are huge. And I don't think people give them enough credit for how big they are, because they are absolutely gigantic. There is a specimen that I want to say is MOR 1142. It doesn't have a name, but it is this absolutely gigantic specimen of Edmontosaurus annectens. And the thing about it is that it's not even failed courtship. Hold on, I gotta see this. Oh, no! Did you get rejected, buddy? Oh, no, it was you that got rejected. Aw. And Shantungosaurus is even bigger? Yes, it is. It is wild. Everyone thinking about Big House ignored Edmontosaurus for Shantungosaurus. True. And to be fair, most of the time you're looking at most of the time you're looking at a Shant, I believe it's forgive me, I don't remember how well preserved Shantungosaurus is. So if I'm wrong about this, someone please correct me. But I'm fairly certain most of the time you're seeing it, it's mostly based off of like Edmontosaurus and stuff like that. Edmontosaurus regalis is also really cool. It actually lives alongside my favorite dinosaur, that being Nanoxaurus. It is also pretty big. It is definitely not small. Yeah. Why did I start liking Nanook? I found out that Eutyrannus wasn't a true Tyrannosaur, or at least wasn't a part of the family Tyrannosauridae, and I was just like, wow, that guy's a fraud. And then I was introduced to Nanoxaurus, and I was just like, wow, a real actual member of the family Tyrannosauridae that is feathered, lives in the cold. I love it. I love you, but don't worry. Eutyrannus is still my second favorite dinosaur of all time. I didn't actually abandon it. He's still with me. Sitting behind me, there is a literal tote bag from Clever Bunny Company that says, Y is for Eutyrannus. So, yeah. Wait, Yudi isn't? Yudi, okay. So, Yudi is a member of the family Proceratosauridae, which is a part of a wider group, the superfamily of Tyrannosauroidea. So, it's not a member of the family Tyrannosauridae, but it is a part of the same superfamily. So, that's like the last clade that they share with like other tyrannosaurs and stuff like that. Just got the how long good at Montosaurus. Hey, nice. Would you want Cenozoics, or however you spell it, to be added to Jurassic World Evolution 3, or do you think they'd look weird? I would be interested to see how they are reconstructed, because there's a bunch of wild, wacky Cenozoic animals. Like, dude, imagine a Jurassic World Paraceratherium. Imagine this guy walking around fighting Rexy. Imagine a woolly rhino in Jurassic World. Because, like, these guys are wild. Elasmotherium, which actually looks more like this. This is Coelodon. Hatchlings! Hatchlings, what do we got? Baby brackies! Look at that! Aw, that's cute. I don't have aloe in my game, even though I'm on the PTB. How did you get it? Get off the PTB. You're supposed to be on the base game. Animal... Pregnant stegosaur! There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. They reached the... Yeah, they'll get there, though. I didn't know I had such a dino interest until I stumbled across your channel. Thank you for all this. Well, I'm happy I can spark interest in dinosaurs for some people. And we're gonna follow around this stegosaur for a little bit. Mr. Lakota, where are we? Well, we are right now in the late Jurassic of the Morrison Formation. You know, so yeah. Didn't Zhucheng Tyrannus live with Shentungosaurus too? Yes, it did. It did indeed. It also lives with the one ceratopsid that infuriates me to no end, and that is Sinoceratops. Because why? What? Jay, can you stop tagging them? They've already asked you multiple times. But they live with a ceratopsid that it continues to infuriate me, and that is Sinoceratops. Why does Sinoceratops infuriate me? I'll tell you why Sinoceratops infuriates me. Because what is it doing there? How did you get there? Because it's in Asia. Sinoceratops is in Asia. There are no other large-bodied ceratopsids in Asia at this time. How did it get there? Land bridge? Yeah, but here's the thing. We have evidence of other animals crossing the land bridge, right? Like, we've seen evidence for, like, the tyrannosaurs doing it back and forth. We know the ceratopsids did it to get into North America, and the tyrannosaurs did it. But here's the thing. Usually when this happens, there's more of them. And he's just there. He's just there. I don't know. Yeah. Where does Sino live specifically? I think it was near Korea. I forget exactly where, but I think it is somewhere around Korea. But yeah. Yeah. Is Troodon valid again? I believe it is still classified as what is known as a nomen dubium, which basically means that we're not sure. It might be its own thing. It might not be. We're not entirely sure. Maybe we just haven't found the others. Maybe. For right now, he's just a weirdo. Yeah. Has there been fossils found in Guam or the islands of Hawaii? No. Because the Sinoceratops lived in China? What? I thought it was closer to Korea. Well, it doesn't surprise me. They're bordering each other, so that makes sense. But it's been a hot minute since I've really looked into the whole thing with Sinoceratops, so there's probably details that I've forgotten and, you know, new stuff that I've missed. But I have the PNSO's Sinoceratops. Yeah, go interview him. I want to know how he got there. Not to distract from class, but do you play Path of Titans? Yes, I do. I use it for videos and stuff like that. Any dinosaurs found in Tahiti? No. Other than birds. The thing about islands... The thing about islands, and, like, you know, Mickey here was asking about Guam and Hawaii, is that these islands are way, way, way younger than you think they are. Especially the islands of Hawaii. If you'll notice, Hawaii is literally just a chain of volcanic eruptions. You can, like, the islands of Hawaii that is, like, the tectonic plates moving and you can see the island slowly getting swallowed. There's a good chance that all the islands of Hawaii at one point in time were probably the size of the big island right now. It's just that so much time has passed that they have moved further away from where, like, that volcanic hotspot is, and they have slowly sunk into the ocean. Yeah. Do you think they will add pterosaurs to PK? Yes, I'm sure eventually they will. Whoa! Okay. Who's getting... Oh, no! Whoa, Brontosaurus! Look at that! Good for you, Samantha. There's about to be an explosion, okay, a stegosaur of Dryosaurus babies. Oh my god, so many of the Dryosaurs are pregnant. This is, wow! Hawaii's oldest, fossils are only around near 400,000 years ago, yeah. So, that makes sense. Is it true that, Spinotooth has been found in Malaysia? That wouldn't surprise me. Funnily enough, the one thing that fossilizes the best when it comes to Spinosaurs is their teeth. Unfortunately, teeth are not very good in terms of being diagnostic. Unless they're mammal teeth, in which case mammal teeth are surprisingly very diagnostic. What game is this? This is Prehistoric Kingdom. But yeah. Zucheng Tyrannus watching its mate trying to hunt a... Yeah, the Zucheng Tyrannus had his work cut out for him. I will say that. Zucheng Tyrannus had its work cut out for it. And additionally, it also... Zucheng was probably bigger than we thought it was, honestly. I spilt my orange juice on myself. Well, that's not good. You should probably go get a towel. Yeah, I mean, Zucheng was probably a bit bigger. What's your favorite fossil? Mine is the one with the Velociraptor Protoceratops. Ah, the fighting dinosaurs. Dueling dinosaurs is probably up there among my favorites. Dueling dinosaurs is the Triceratops and the Nanotyrannus. So that one's up there. It might be a little odd to say, but Tristan the T-Rex I think is also really cool. He's very bizarre looking in terms of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That guy is still here. He's rotting, by the way. There's still a dead Camarasaur here. And hold on. Where did you come from? I did not put a Torvosaurus in this park. Where did you come from? Hold on. No. I just hold on. We'll get back to class in a second. Where did you come from? I did not put any carnivores in this. Where? What? Life finds a... Yeah, I guess. There's just a baby Torvosaurus out here. Maybe when you were showing off Tarbo, you actually... No, this is Torvo. This is a Torvosaurus. This isn't Tarbo. I haven't even looked at Torvosaurus gurnii. He's also the wrong Torvo species. He's supposed to be a Tannerai. Okay, that's... Okay. Anyway... Wait, I don't know. He just kind of appeared. What's your opinion on the new Surviving Earth? I think Surviving Earth is really cool. I wish that I'm not a fan of the guy who was like one of the producers. I think it was Tim Haynes. Not a big fan of him at the moment. So I will say that. But I will say that so far, or what I think of the documentary is that it's pretty good for what it is. There are moments where it simplifies things to the point of being wrong, and yeah. That's never good. Simplicity's fine, but simplifying to the point of being wrong is bad. The AI usage turned me away from it. Well, there's no AI in Surviving Earth. Surviving Earth is not written by AI. There's no AI-generated media because they wrapped up production on it in, like, 2024, which I know, like, stuff like that was, you're mad at me? Oh, what did I do? Will there be a dino mod, or a Minecraft dino mod, a dino class stream? That would be fun. Yeah. What do I think of the Isle? I think it's a cool concept, but I think it's poorly managed. But that is, I do not know. I don't know you, Amori. How many prehistoric crocs are there? A lot. Unless you want to talk about true crocodilians, because here's the thing. There's always that popular saying that, like, oh, crocodiles are older than, like, the rings of Saturn and stuff like that. Well, you know, they say that about sharks, but this is also true for them as well. There's always the sayings like, oh, crocodiles have been around, like, forever. Not really. I mean, croc relatives, crocodiliforms, yes, they've been around for ages, but true crocodilians, the ones that we have today, true crocodilians are mostly just, those guys pop up in the late Cretaceous, right? What are your favorite dinosaur? Nanooksaurus hoglundi. The best way I could describe it to you is that it looks like, it looks like this. Ta-da! What am I? Well, the skull of my dinosaur VTuber here. His name is Crane. The skull of my dinosaur VTuber is Jane. It is the holotype specimen for Nanotyrannus lethaeus. So yeah. What are your thoughts on the backrooms paleo art that's been going around? Very cool. Been loving that stuff. I love, you know, stuff with artists. Do you think Brontosaurus deserves to be considered its own species, or are you wrong? This is a very interesting way to phrase it. I will say that paleontologists found reason to make it its own unique genus, separate from Apatosaurus, back in 2015, and I will say that most of my expertise is on, theropods, unless we're talking about, like, ecosystems, in which case I love, like, how these ecosystems function and stuff like that. So when it comes down to specifics as to why Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus are two different things, I couldn't really tell you because I haven't looked into that very recently. But I will say they found reason to put the two of them as different things, so I will take their word for it. We have new hatchlings! Camarasaurus, there we go. Apato's pregnant, another Dryo's pregnant, and another Dryo's pregnant. Lovely. Who's winning a 1v1, Fossilosuchus or Utah Raptor? Whichever one's heavier. 9 times out of 10 when a fight, or 8 times out of 10 when a fight happens, it's usually going to be the heavier one that wins. So that would be where I would bet my money. Acrocanthosaurus needs more love because it's very cool. I agree. We don't see it enough in documentaries. My friends keep saying that pterosaurs are dinosaurs, and I got really mad. They are not. Pterosaurs are really close relatives of dinosaurs. They are closer relatives to dinosaurs than crocodilians are, but they themselves are not dinosaurs. But they are so close that it's believed that the last common ancestor between pterosaurs and dinosaurs was an animal that actually carried the genetic information required for feathers. That's because dinosaurs and pterosaurs both have plumage. Oh! Baby Dryosaurs! Oh, look at them! Look at them! The baby Dryosaurs! And there they go. They're gonna hide into shrubs. They're just big old puffballs. Big old puffballs. You say Tyrannosaurid or Tyrannosauridae, or are they different things? And I just spell. Okay, if someone says Tyrannosaurid, they're gonna mean one of two things. They either mean the superfamily or the family. because if they're talking about anything else, then yeah, you can use Tyrannosaurid for a lot of different things. But it, okay, there's a bit of a glitch there with the terrain. But typically with how it is, with me, like, I will say Tyrannosaurid in place of Tyrannosauridae. So, but yeah, and good Lord. By the way, I just want to say, real quick, hold on. This is cool to me. These two animals right here, Brachy and Apato, these guys coexisted. Like, all of the animals you see out here are, like, animals that would have seen each other. At least maybe once in their life. Or at least had the possibility of seeing each other, I should say. But, yeah, it's so cool. What's the difference between Pelican and Terror Bird? Well, Pelican is a terror bird, so... nothing? Will there be Minecraft Dino? No, I don't know. I can't get modded Minecraft to work on my PC anymore because I can't remember my login for my Microsoft account. Does this game have better ecosystem system than Jurassic World Evolution 2? Yes. It also has a better growth system. Because like here, like we're looking at the Dryosaurs right now, but like check this out. There's literally there is seamless growth. There's no growth stages. It is seamless. It is so pretty. It is amazing. Trust you more than Google. Well, back in the day, I would have seen that as a very, very, very high praise. But these days, it's still high praise. But their AI overview stuff, I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. Actually, okay, I'm curious about something. Are you still alive? Oh my God, you are still alive. I don't know where you came from, though. Why are you so skinny? What is up with your neck, dude? Okay. Do we have more Dryosaur hatchlings? I think so. We're gonna have a ton of Dryosaurs. Oh, good Lord. I can watch that Rex walk cycle all day. Yes. Favorite Tyrannosaurid? Mine is probably Alioramus. Good pick. Alioramus is really neat. I would say that my favorite is Nanoxaurus. Nanoxaurus is my favorite of all time. I love the Tyrannosaurs. Do you still play PT Semi Realism? Yeah, every once in a while, yeah. What is the smallest Tyrannosaur? Moros Intrepidus, maybe? Is it Moros? I want to say it's Moros, right? Hello, Mothin. I want to say it was Moros. It's either Moros Intrepidus. There's a case to be made for Asia Tyrannus, if you want to believe that that's still valid. Raptor Rex is probably up there. Like, if you want to say Raptor Rex and Asia Tyrannus are, like, still valid, then go for it. Favorite Tyrannosaur is Daspletosaurus. Good picks, good picks. Were you talking about the large Dinosaurmors or Ornithodira? Ornithodira. When we were talking about like the last common ancestor between like pterosaurs and dinosaurs and stuff like, it's gonna be Ornithodira. That's what I'm usually gonna mean. What kind of bird is related to the Argentavis to this day? Vultures. Vultures. So vultures are probably the closest looking thing to Argentavis. Is Argentines real? I assume the people of Argentina are real. I'd hope so. But yeah. I thought it was California condor. Well, that's probably also... Give me a second. I'm fairly certain that the closest things to Argentavis is gonna be like vultures and stuff, right? It's been a hot minute. Yeah. It's okay. It's both. It's both. It's vultures and condors. Sorry, it's both of them. But yeah. I'd like Argentavis to be put in Prehistoric Kingdom. That would be really cool, yeah. To those of you that don't know, Argentavis is this absolutely giant bird. And I do mean humongous. It is this bird with an over 20-foot wingspan that lived during, God, when did it live? I forget. I'm always so hazy when it comes to, like, the Synod. Okay. 9 to 6 million years ago in South America. It was huge. Wasn't it like 5 feet tall? When it's standing on the ground, yes, but I'm talking about wingspan. I'm talking about wingspan. It's got like an over 20-foot long wide wingspan. But like when standing on the ground, yes, it was about like 5 feet tall. Oh, baby Camaras. Yeah. Okay. There we go. We got. Wow. Look at that. Okay. So we got a male, a male. Oh, wow. 3 males. Look at that. And then, yeah. Oh, good Lord. There's going to be so many babies in this park. Here we go. Made a drawing of a British baryonyx. Very nice. Baryonyx was found in Britain and is the first pescivorous dinosaur ever described. So yeah, very cool. What's your opinion on cryptid dinosaurs? Ooh. Cryptid dinosaurs. Okay, there's a big difference between what I consider a cryptid dinosaur. Like, there's the pop culture ones, like Monkelio I forget how to say its name. The big sauropod one that's supposedly in the Congo. That one, I don't know. I find it absurd that maybe a large-bodied dinosaur survived to this day. But, there are some really cool, like, paleontological cryptids. There's, like the unconfirmed Bisty Beast. There's the Uzbek giant, the Mongolian titan. So yeah. Was Dracovenator actually related to Dilophosaurus? I think so. I think the taxonomic placement of early neotheropods is very confusing to me and also to other paleontologists. Any fun facts about Spicomelus? He's my favorite. Ooh! Spicomelus. This guy's cool. So, if you didn't know, Spicomelus is a ankylosaur, or an ankylosaurid from the Jurassic, but it doesn't look like this. If you've never seen Spicomelus, look it up, because it looks like this guy, but all of the spikes are just pointed outward. It literally has a spike collar. It's so cool. It's way bigger than a lot of other ankylosaurs of its time, and it shows up way earlier in the fossil record than you would assume it does, but because it's out there in the in the middle Jurassic, I think. So it's very interesting. The spikes attached to his skin. Yes, the spikes. Okay, so this is actually really cool, but requires some more background information. The armor of ankylosaurs are what are known as osteoderms. These are free-floating bones that are situated inside the dermis or the skin, right? So these are detached from the skeleton. Spicomelus, on the other hand, for some reason, has some of its spikes and like plating as just straight up attached to the skeleton. It is so bizarre. It is such a metal dinosaur. Which dinosaur? Spicomelus. But yeah. What's your favorite Abelosaurid? Ooh. Favorite Abelosaurid. That is, Carnotaurus, Carnotaurus is a popular pick, but I feel like enough people have picked it before that it's like, oh, okay, yeah. I like Pycnomenosaurus. It's fragmentary, but I think it's still pretty cool. I just looked it up. That's insane. Yeah, it's crazy looking. I'll say Pycno or Rugops because I like its skull. All right. Guys, I believe it's time. I believe it is time. Now, I want one group of these guys. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then with 3 males, and then we're gonna make 3 females, but we're gonna edit the females so that they can viably survive on their own because it looks like they like being alone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Here we go, guys. This is where things get interesting. Allosaurus pack being released here. You go there. 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 And there. Here we go. Do. Here we go. Okay. Anyway. I love Jackabill. Jackabill's another great choice. It's a weird looking dude. Let me tell you that. It's like a weird mixture of like a theropod and like an ankylosaurid. So yeah. Is Allo and Axe in the game? It is in the game. Would you like to see Allo and Axe? Allo and Axe is crazy looking. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna keep a tradition alive. Hold on. Every stream, you already know who it is. You already know. That's right. It's Old Al. Old Al is a running bit with these streams, so we'll keep tabs on them as we go. But yeah. Yeah. I still don't know which pterosaur is the biggest and the first to ever exist. Can you help me? I don't know about the first to ever exist off the top of my head. But I will say, are they playing? Are they chasing each other around? I think they are. They're playing. The allosaurs are playing. Look at them. So with the big pterosaurs, I will say that the heaviest is probably Hatzegopteryx. Because technically I can give you 3 answers. The heaviest is probably Hatzegopteryx. Hats might have the biggest wingspan as well, but I think Quetzal holds that in terms of fossil evidence at the moment. And also worth noting, Ambergenia. I think that's how you say its name, or it's Ambergenia. I forget exactly how to say its name. That one might be the tallest, if I had to guess. Favorite Ceratopsian is Ohoceratops. Do you have a favorite? My favorite more or less comes down to the Triceratops Perorsus, because it was one that I got to help excavate when I was younger. It was the first dinosaur I got to help with the excavation of. Where is this guy going? He is booking it somewhere. Pachyrhino? Pachyrhino is so cool. Very well preserved in the fossil. Okay, I gotta know. What are you doing, buddy? He's Dryosaur hunting! Oh. Well, he's hunting animal death. Oh, yeah, they're hunting. They're hunting. They're hunting. Yeah. How do you, Dino Guy, and Paleo become a group? I feel like I've told this story, didn't I? When the next Paleopod D&D, hopefully we'll be recording that tomorrow. I feel like I've told the story of how Dino, Paleo, and I met. Hold on, real quick. We're gonna go and watch Old Al, because we love Old Al in this household. Yeah, there she is. Old Al's usually pretty chill. But Dungeons and Dinosaurs, that's kind of what we're running over on the Paleopod. But yeah, Dino Guy, Paleo Pizza, and myself, we all met through Paleo Pizza. Paleo Pizza, I think he friended me on Discord and was just like, hey, do you want to play Path of Titans with me? I've just gotten into the game. And I was just like, yeah, sure. And he was like, I'm gonna bring Dino Guy. And I was like, oh, cool. Oh wait, I know him. And then yeah. What family is your favorite Gorgonops, minus Inostrancevia? I don't know enough about them to have a different one, but Dino Guy, his favorite is also Inostrancevia, so I will give his answer. They have an art display too, and I'm pretty sure it was John May Gabriel. Ooh, that's cool. And thank you again for the gifts, the funky one. How do you choose a least favorite dinosaur? They're all so cool. I'll tell you how I picked my least favorite dinosaur. Oh, we have another dead one. Whoa! The Torvosaur got that one! What is it? Okay. Okay, so it looks like the Dryos are just being kind of dumb and getting stuck in the water. Wow, look at that. What is the biggest Abelisaur? I believe the idea right now is that the largest Abelisaur is Picnomino. Here we go. Here we go. It's the famous rivalry of the Jurassic. Allosaurus versus Stegosaurus. Here we go. I want to see this happen. What's your favorite dinosaur to play as in Path of Titans? I like Dasp or Alioramus right now. I think they're both pretty good. Come on, old owl. Come on, old owl. Oh! Oh. Now, hold on. I do want to check something. Oh, it's a male. It's a male. Okay, it's the male steg. Oh! Did the Stegosaur miss? Oh. Is this PK? Yeah, we've been on PK all day. But yeah. Oh, right in the face! Oh, right in the face! Oh, yeah, old out. Yeah, okay. And then here we go. This is awesome, and this is why I love this game. Because here's the thing. Predators are not stupid. Carnivorous animals are not stupid. If they realize that they're being outmatched, guess what they're gonna do? This right here. They're going to get out of there. I love your voice. Well, thank you. I've always wanted to be a voice actor. So, I'm willing to bet that a lot of you in here, if this is your first time here, you've probably heard my voice before, and you've never really known it. I love bringing this up every once in a while, but if you've ever heard the whole, like, its eyes face forward, just like ours do. Like, if you've ever heard that, that's me. Hi. That's my voice. I think they need to fix some of the animations. Yeah, they probably do. They probably do. There's a bit of a clipping issue. We have another. Oh, that was a dead notification. What do we got? Oh, the Dryosaurs are taking a. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So this is another issue. The carnivores have an issue with territory, where they will typically just kill anything that is. Oh, see, now you've made a mistake, because now you're next to the large sauropods, and that's not going to be good for you. Okay, dude, I'd just get out of here. That edit is your voice. Yes, the eyes facing forward audio. That is my voice. It was taken from. Oh, look at the little. Aww, it's just a little marching army of them. Look at them. Look at the little brontosaurs. That's cute. But yeah, that was done. I think the edit was done by Rex, but a lot of people misinterpreted what that was supposed to mean. But it was still really cool to hear my own voice everywhere. Oh, God. Okay, you know what? You're being stupid. You're getting tossed over here. You're being dumb. There we go. Okay, sorry. We're gonna chill with Old Owl for a little bit. What's the game? This is Prehistoric Kingdom. And we're just kind of using this as a backdrop because this is technically Dino class. It's just that my internet's really bad and I cannot host it on VR chat today. So, yeah. Yo, if the two Spino species were found near the similar... could they have interacted with each other? Spinosaurus aegypticus and Spinosaurus mirabilis? Yes. It's possible that they did, in fact, interact with each other. Now, usually when I say stuff like that, there is the next question is typically like, do you think they interbred and hybridized? Probably they could have. I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put that away as impossible. But yeah, do they hunt? Yes, in the game they do. Is Alioramus in this game? Unfortunately, not. But Nanotyrannus is. Nanotyrannuses, and that's really cool. It was about T-Rex having binocular vision, right? Yes, that is indeed where that was from. When I was little, I liked Pegomastax, a heterodontosaurid. Very interesting. I've always had a grudge against them because of Ark. Okay, I don't... Whoa, okay, hold on. Our old Al's probably gonna get a little daring. Because he's approaching the Camarasaur herd. Or she, sorry. She. Old Al is a female. Opinion on Ceratosaurus. Very cool. There was a paper that came out not too long ago that suggested that they were very much akin to saber-tooths. And when you look at their teeth, you can really see it. Ceratosaur teeth are wild looking. They're very saber-like, you know, in comparison to, like, other large-bodied animals. Tyrannosaurs are, they have teeth like railroad spikes. Carcharodontosaurids have teeth like sharks. That's why they're called shark-toothed lizards. Hey, there we go. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. We already have the next generation coming in. So cool. They're on a steady cycle. Awesome. I hope Dino Guy does art challenges more often. I do too. I've got to finish his Denversaurus video from today. In Psittacosaurus babysitter fossil, do we know how many babies there were? That is a great question. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is a count. Do taco babysitter fossil. How many were there? 1 adolescent and 25 juveniles. From the looks of it. Yeah. Yeah, there's 24 hatchlings. Yeah. If you've never seen the babysitter fossil, you should look it up. Wait, there's Nano and PK? Yes. And I will tell you why. I will tell you why, and I will tell you how. So when they were adding the growth mechanic into Prehistoric Kingdom, they based the juvenile, this T-Rex, this younger Tyrannosaur, they based it off of Jane. Jane is also the specimen that I based the skull of my VTuber off of. Jane is the holotype for Nanotyrannus Lithaeus. So that is Nanotyrannus. So the class went on a field trip to the Morrison Formation. Yes, indeed we did. I hope Stiggy Moloch is its own dino because I love it. Well, if you're a fan of Stiggy, you might be happy to know that Stiggy Moloch is in this game. It is listed as Pachycephalosaurus spinifer, however. So they played into it being Pachycephalosaurus, but it is seen as its own species here in PK. You can just downsize it a little bit, and there he is. Look at him. I want to see the Allo hunt. Ooh, well, the Fragilis have just been around, like, killing anything they can see. But Allosaurus Anax here, we're going to watch her. Anax is so cool to me because compared to the other Allosaurs, they're very solitary. So they do not like members of their own species. They don't like members of other species. They keep to themselves until they have to hunt or it's breeding season. So yeah. I would never forgive you for your hate crime against Nano. Well, I'm paying for it in full, aren't I? I'm wearing a Nano's skull as my face now. I feel like I've paid my debts. I have to go, but thank you for the lessons. Of course, of course. Thank you for stopping by. My favorite dinosaur is Parasaurolophus. Let's talk about that guy. Oh. Oh. Okay, so this Allosaur. Okay. I'm intervening here because if not, this baby is going to needlessly die. There. We're just gonna play God for a second here. Ah, and there's another one. And there's another one. You go over there. There's another one. Here we go. So here's an Allosaurus that has pulled off a hunt. So it's pulled off a hunt of a Dryosaur, and now she will feed. There we go. Was there a theory that Al was carrying eggs at the time? She was. She was, because guess what? Big Al and Big Al 2, because yes, there's a sequel, Big Al 2, is female. We know that they're female because we found something called medullary bone or medullary tissue. And that kind of stuff only appears when the animal is producing eggs or has just finished producing eggs. So we know that Big Al and Big Al 2 are female, and that is really, really cool in my opinion. Also, someone mentioned Parasaurolophus earlier, and I want to bring this up. Parasaurolophus is one of the few dinosaurs that we know the sound of, but it's probably not the exact sound of it. I do believe that the digital recreation of Parasaurolophus's sound did not take into account internal moisture when they were doing the simulation. They took into account a lot of things like soft tissue and like different canals and passageways and stuff like that inside the crest. Did not take into account moisture. Why do I say that that's why is that a big deal? Okay, anyone who has ever played a brass instrument can tell you that if there is condensation or spit inside that instrument, it is going to sound different. It is going to sound really scratchy. So I like that simulated sound. That's very close, but it's missing a little bit of texture based off of what I could tell you. Weird question. What's the weirdest ankylosaurid? This guy. Now, it's pretty controversial to say that this is an ankylosaurid. I don't honestly think this is an ankylosaurid, but it is a basal thyreophoryn. So it is related, or widest. Ah, my mistake. Anyway, I want to talk about this guy, though, because he's so funky looking. He's got this really cool head. And again, we're probably not sure if it, we're not sure if it's like closer to the stegosaurs or if it's closer to the ankylosaurs. We know it's a thyreophoryn, but yeah. Also, the babies, the little babies. The widest one might be Ankylosaurus itself, cause like, I don't know, that's pretty wide. If it's not that, it'll be, Tarchia, maybe? Tarchia, Sychania. I think there's a lot of ones. It's gonna be one of the ones that have like a really flat back. Opinions on Dynamo Terror? Isn't Dynamo Terror like an old name for T-Rex? Isn't that like invalid? What was that one ankylosaurid that was mummified on a riverbed top down? That was not an ankylosaurid, but a close relative, a notosaurid by the name of Borealopelta. That specimen is held at the Royal Tyrrell Museum and is so cool. It is so cool. Isn't Anodontosaurus pretty wide? Yeah, they're pretty wide too. I'm not sure. I don't think I could, like, confidently give you an answer on what the widest one is. You are really tall for being able to just walk through that water. Are the osteoderms on Old Al in this game confirmed features that species artistic? I think it's artistic. Because, and I'll show you why I think that. So there's 4 species of Allosaurus, and all 4 of them are in this game. And I think they played it really well. What's up, Lakota? Hey, what's up? How you doing? They played it really safe with the other one. So this is Fragilis. This is the one we've been looking at this whole time. This is Jimidensai. So if you're familiar with Big Al the Allosaurus, this is what Big Al is. And also Big Al 2. It is an Allosaurus Jimidensai. Then there's Allosaurus europaeus, which is a little smaller. And then there's Allosaurus anax. Which I think they played it really safe with the other 3 designs. They went really well and accurate, but I will also say this is a really cool looking spiked Allosaur, and I'm not typically a fan of spiked Allosaurs. Is Shant in this game? Unfortunately, no. I'm trying to look something up. Hold on. What species is a Bista? Bista heliverser? I'll give you its species. It is Saliki. Sorry, hold on. Celei. Celei is the species. It is Bista heliverser celei. Dynamo, I was looking up Dynamo Terror because last I checked, I thought Dynamo Terror had been invalidated. Or at least was a nomen dubium. Isn't this one under suspicion of being nomen? Really? Oh! I'm thinking of, like, Teratophonius, I think. Or something else. I don't know. I think there was some species of Tyrannosaur that was thought to be synonymous with, Tarbosaurus. Or not Tarbosaurus, Desplatosaurus. Sorry. But yeah. Dynamosaurus is the nomen dubium. Okay, that makes more sense. Does a Kentrosaurus win against a pack of Dilos? Probably. I don't typically answer dinosaur fight questions, but yeah, probably. Who went? Oh, died of combat finisher Amber. Okay. Well, this is, by the way, and I want to say real quick. Did you know that baby sauropods, and I'm not making this up, baby sauropods were so important to the diet of large carnivores in the Morrison Formation that it's thought that the only reason there was, like, so many carnivores is because they were mostly eating all of the baby sauropods. So, the reason why is because sauropods are thought to kind of have this sea turtle method of, reproducing, which is to say that, like, they bury, like, a ton of eggs, all of them hatch at once, and every single baby just goes. And, you know, statistically, some of them will make it to adulthood, but a majority of them probably will not. Did you see the Megatherium model for Prehistoric Kingdom? I did see the concept art, yes. I have not seen, if they've released an image of the 3D model, that would be really cool. I'd love to see that. But I am very excited to see, Megatherium in, ooh. Okay, so the female allosaurs are getting their licks in, it seems. Okay, Kamara, you're okay. Yeah, okay. Yikes! The baby sauropods are getting torn up. Do semi-aquatic dinosaurs have frills? Well, it depends. What semi-aquatic dinosaurs do you mean? Favorite sauropod? I like Shunosaurus. It's pretty cool. It's got a club tail. Hello, Triceratops. I just saw you. I'm sorry if I've been here for a hot minute. Yeah. What kind of Carno is the Disney one? Technically, I want to say that is its own thing, but Carno. I think it was Carnotaurus sasteri florenziensis. It was It was like a different subspecies, but I think it was still like the same species as like the normal Carnotaurus. I remember in the Disney's dinosaur ride that they had in Florida, they actually have a skeleton of it. But the skeleton is actually a T-Rex skeleton, but the arms have been replaced with the Carnotaurus's arms, and the skull was also replaced. Yeah. Give an example of a semi-aquatic dinosaur that had frills. None. I don't have any. I don't know. The best thing I got for you is best I got is Spino. That's about it. I mean, I know it's not a frill, but, you know. Do I prefer Prehistoric Kingdom? Yeah, I prefer Prehistoric Kingdom. Like, if I'm going to be blunt about it. I did not notice this was you. Is that a VTuber avatar that looks so good? Yes, it is. This is Crane. That is his name. He's my VTuber. He has some lore written about him. He's pretty cool. And you'll be seeing a lot more of him in the near future. I've been making videos with him. I've been Oh! Old Al, no! Old Al, what are you doing? Old Al, no! Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Old Al. Old Al, you got a problem. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. You're actually a juvenile brontosaurus that's... Unless you're are you an adult? Oh, no, you're an adult. Oh, my God. Big... Old Al's just huge. Why are you so big? Why are you so big? Good Lord. Dude, what aspects of Saurophaganax was not Chimera? I believe there is a lot of that material that is still assigned to an Allosaur. So, like, there is material that was a part of the original Saurophaganax specimen that was a, that was actually, like, Allosaurid, which is why they named it Allosaurus anax. But yeah. It is Carnotaurus robustus florenziensis. Yes! Dino guy. Oh. What? Sorry, I thought it was the other dino guy. I was like, oh, hey, you don't show up in my streams. Yeah. Cryolophosaurus is the Temu version of Dilo. I'd argue it's the cooler version of Dilo. Because it lives in Antarctica. And it's pretty cool. I will also say that, I've lost my train of thought. That is so unfortunate. But yeah, Cryo's cool. I like Cryo. It's cool. It's unique. Going to eat. What are you going to eat exactly? Oh boy. All right. Taken down by an Allosaur. Taken down by an Allosaur. Territorial aggression. Pregnant. You're pregnant. You're pregnant. Again, I don't know where this Torvosaurus came from. And yeah, okay, cool. Look at that. What is your favorite Paleozoic creature? Ooh, Paleozoic creature. That's hard to say, really. I want to say Anomalocaris. Like, I get it. It's popular nowadays, but I genuinely think it looks really cute. Like, if I could, I'd have one as a pet. I'd get a little fish tank. And I'd have one as a pet. Why are we in dirty brown water? Where? Okay. Yeah. Some facts about Pachyrhino. There are 3 species of Pachyrhinosaurus, and they are probably one of the most common dinosaurs in Canada. There is Lacustae, the type species, Canadaensis, which I believe is the most common species, and Parotorum, which is native to Alaska. Yeah. Have I read the Jurassic Park books? I've read the first novel, but that was all the way back in middle school. I don't think I've read it very recently. I have been reading Project Hail Mary recently because, I really liked the movie. And, you know, I've already done the audiobook, so I know what I'm getting into. But, you know, I actually just wanted to go in and read it for myself for once. So, yeah. How could 2 separate subspecies/species of Allosaurus live at the same time and in the same place? Niche partitioning. And I'll show you what I mean. So niche partitioning is when, and we're gonna, here, let's grab Allo here. So we'll grab Anax, and we'll grab Fragilis, which are 2 species that lived in and around the same time and place. Okay, so here's how this works. So you got Anax here, Fragilis here. So here's what these 2 are going to be doing. This guy's going to be eating all the long necks out here, and maybe also the stegosaurs. Guess what? This guy is probably also going to be eating the stegosaurs and stuff like that. But by itself, probably is not going to be as lucky going after sauropods. So they'll also be going after the smaller guys like dinosaurs. There's like probably 1,000 dinosaurs out there. We just can't see them. So they're mostly going to be breaking up into like hunting different like food, right? It's mostly that that is going to keep it, you know, viable for them to be in the same time and place. Yeah. And thank you. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Baller Drash. I'm sorry for butchering that name. Thank you for the gift, though. I appreciate it. Did some dinosaurs of or prehistoric reptiles have venom? Yes, it would not surprise me. Do you want to know an animal that I think has venom? That, you know, do we have We have a fight going on? Are you? This isn't a fight. You're hunting a dryosaur. What are you hunting? You're also hunting a dry. See, all the Allosaurus fragiluses are going after the dryosaurs. But I think mosasaurs had venom. I don't think they would need it, but their modern relatives have venom, and it would not surprise me if they had it as well. I don't think there's any evidence to there might not be evidence to suggest that they actually did, but even still, very cool. I think you'd like Muldoon's logs. Yeah, I've seen those on YouTube. I haven't seen all of them or really like watched them through, but I have seen them pop up on my YouTube recommended. Release a dryosaur and name it Bert. Ooh, that's an idea. We follow a guy around. You know what? Oh, hold on. Apatosaur. Nice. Oh, what's dead? Dryo's dead. Dryo's dead. Let me guess. Another Dryo. Also Dryo. The Dryosaurs are being picked off left, right, and center. But then again, there are literally thousands of them. There are so many Dryosaurs. I don't think we have to worry about them going extinct. But yeah. Have I added Diplodocus? Unfortunately, Diplodocus is not in this game. So we do not have access to it. Love the mountains. Yes, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Arthropleura would be a good pet. Yeah, I mean, they're detritivores. They're really cool. Is the Torvo... The Torvo is still alive somewhere. Has it made it to adulthood yet? Because, again, we did not place this Torvo down. Going to eat. Yeah, hold on. How old are you now? Yeah, you're not even close to fully grown. Do we want to just watch this Torvo? I guess we'll watch it grow. Love your OC? Well, thank you. Lakota, is there any evidence of dinosaurs crossbreeding? No. But I can share with you something that's really cool that's along those same lines. Is Amarga in the game? Unfortunately not. I wish. So in the Hell Creek Formation, there are, or at least like in Montana, there are 2 species of Triceratops that you will find. And those 2 species are thankfully represented in this game as well. And I will show you what I mean. So this is Triceratops horridus. Okay? And this is Triceratops prorsus. Here's the neat thing about these 2. Oftentimes when I'm explaining to people evolution, I have to be very specific that evolution does not work like Pokemon. You do not have an animal that evolves just into another animal. You have an animal that will evolve into 3 different subspecies of itself, and from there maybe you'd get like maybe 2 or 3 other new species, or maybe even genera that comes from that. However, with the Triceratopses, there are specimens of Triceratops horridus and Triceratops prorsus that have features of both species. And what we think is happening there is that you are watching the same population of animals slowly over time morph from this one to this one. And that is so cool. Hello, Paleo Pizza, weird looking bison that? Yes, indeed it is. But yeah, how long is left in the live? Technically, we should have ended about 10 minutes ago, but I've been having a lot of fun with you guys here today. So yeah, could be sexual dimorphism. I don't think it is, because what it functionally is with the Triceratops is that there is a correlation between Horridus is older and Perorsus being younger, and you kind of see the features mesh together in the middle, and then you get it. Got any other channels? Yes. You can find me literally anywhere with Lakota 406. How we doing? Doing pretty good. I've got to get the D&D campaign ready for tomorrow, but if I can't prep that in time, I do have some fun stuff for us to do instead. But yeah. Was the Dinosaurs unrivaled in its ecosystem? I mean, it probably still had to worry about predators, but when you're the Giga Duck, you don't have to really worry about all that much. And thank you, Unusual and Paleo Pizza, for the gifts. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all so much. Tomorrow live. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys real quick about streams going forward for the next week, because this is I can't do anything about this, and I'm really sorry about this, guys. But so I got called for jury duty, and there will probably be no streams or uploads next week. I literally have to, by law, I have to go to jury duty, so it's not my fault, blame the government. I'm sorry. So no streams and uploads will probably be put on hold for the next week, because I will be out there. I am. Can I put a Dinosaurs out here? Yeah! Okay, we're gonna have one Dinosaurs in the Morrison formation. Also, I saw what Paleo Master said earlier. What non-avian dinosaur could be brought back without displacing an ecosystem? Passenger pigeon? Dodo bird? But then again, the dodo bird's ecosystem literally doesn't exist anymore. So, do you have any facts about Thanatos Dracon, other than the fact that its name literally means the death dragon? It is a really cool Asdarchid pterosaur that I'm trying to remember where it's from. I heard somewhere that it was like from Greece, but I don't think that's true. Let me double check that. Argentina. Yeah, okay. South America, not Greece. So Thanatos Dracon is a large Asdarchid pterosaur. It is a Quetzalcoatl, or is a part of the clade of the Quetzalcoatlini. And thank you, Victor, for the dinosaur. I appreciate it so much. Love you and dinosaurs. Well, I appreciate it so much. But yeah, Thanatos Dragon. Okay, okay. I don't have an. I do not have a picture or like an Asdarchid that I can really show you. But if you want me this to be a little bit more visual, you can look it up. Look up like Quetzalcoatlus or Hatzegopteryx or stuff like something like that. Does anyone in here? This is a little bit of a pop quiz for you guys. You ready? Why do Asdarchid pterosaurs stand upright? All the other pterosaurs stand hunched over. They're like hunched over pterodactyloids. Why do Asdarchids stand upright? I haven't seen any Asdarchid in my life. The same. Any Asdarchids that lives in the same time with the dinosaurs. They did live with the dinosaurs. Because they have good posture. Swallow food whole. You're almost there because they are stuck up. Fair enough. So that they can launch themselves into the air. Not quite. The pterodactyloids do just fine without that posture. They heavy for real? Actually, they're not. They're not heavy. They are like maximum 500 pounds. Guess what? Asdarchids stand up that way because they're terrestrial predators. They can gallop. That is I'm not kidding, an animal the size of a giraffe, capable of flight, that can gallop like a horse. Horrifying. If you ever want to see that, like what that looks like visually, go look up the got to go by. Well, thank you for stopping by. But I appreciate it. But yeah, go look up the prehistoric planet Hatzegopteryx hunting scene. It is scary. Go watch the hunting scene of the Hatzegopteryx, because literally they hit the ground and they go. Like, I'm moving my hands around and you can't see that IRL, but literally they hit the ground and they just bolt. It is horrifying. That's why I love it. Yeah, they're great. And thank you, Victor, for the hand hearts. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, look up that scene. It's so cool. The Asdarkids on the Lost Wild will be nightmare fuel. Oh, absolutely. What's the most terrifying Asdarkid in Midnight? I have an answer for you, and it's because of a personal experience. Okay, so there's can Stegosaurus adapt to the ecosystem of today? It might have a bit of a hard time, but I'm sure if you put it in the right place, maybe. There is a map on Path of Titans called Bergia, I believe it's pronounced. And that map is based off of the land bridge that connected Alaska and Russia, the Bergia land bridge. And there is a birch forest on that map. And if you put on the coastal skin for the Quetzal, I think it was, and you hide in the birch forest there, Path of Titans, yes. Literally, I have stood in the center of that forest, in the center of a massive herd of other players, and no one saw me. Quetzals are horrifyingly good at camouflage. It is wild. But yeah. Yo, you watch Spider... I have not seen the new Spider-Man, no. Speaking of adapting, any animals from the Meso that you believe could live/thrive today? Ooh, good question. I think Velociraptors would do pretty well. They're not as big as people think they are. They're pretty small little guys. Here, I'll show you. Velociraptor would probably be like a big problem as an invasive species, right? But I think they could outcompete things like foxes, coyotes. They would do pretty well hunting raccoons and stuff like that. What's up, Goji guy? Wait, is that the actual Goji guy? What is up? Welcome in. I didn't know you. We're talking about dinosaurs and all of that. But yeah, or they remind me of a roadrunner. Yes. Okay. I know that I would be incapable of taking care of like an actual roadrunner, but like part of me really wants a roadrunner as a pet. They're also like a protected species and all that. I'm putting a shelf together. Very nice. Actually, it reminds me, I've got to adjust the shelf that's sitting behind me. That thing is gonna fall over one of these days when I'm on the podcast. But yeah, I think Velociraptor could adapt pretty well to like a mid-tier thing. Oh, we have another dead animal. Oh no, Old Al, what did you do, Old Al? What is the fastest but largest dinosaur, and is it T-Rex? Ooh. I don't think it's T-Rex. The fastest but largest dinosaur I would probably give to Carca. Or some kind of Carcharodontosaurid, like Acro or something like these. These guys, because here's the thing. Look at their front profile. You see how slim this is? Okay, now let's go to T-Rex. Very different build. T-Rexes are big, bulky ambush predators. Carcharodontosaurids are way faster. They're going to be a little more light on their feet. Now, I will say, here's the wild thing. Is this game accurate? I would say so. It gets my stamp of approval. Just because Carcharodontosaurids are faster doesn't mean that they're exactly more agile. Speed and agility are not the same thing. Because here's the thing. Tyrannosaurs have this really neat thing about their hip structure. Because tyrannosaurs evolved from very small predators that got very big. Which means that their hip structure is designed to be very agile. Meaning, this animal, the one you were looking at right here, could turn nearly on a dime. Like, we are talking, like, full 180 in, like, a way faster speed than you're probably comfortable with. Specifically Guanlong. Yeah, Guanlong's like a really, really, like, old... It's more like a really, really old uncle. But, yes, you are correct. Lakota, is there any theropod dinosaur that has a giant dorsal plates or spikes on its back? I don't know about giant, but we do know that that Ceratosaurus, an animal that if was in the game, I would have put out here into this ecosystem because, again, we're in the Morrison. But Ceratosaurus does have osteoderms, you know, the same thing that Stegosaurus has in terms of back plates and also what the armor of ankylosaurs are made of that run down its back. So there is evidence, or there is a case for, like, these osteodermed, like, plated, bony, do we have another fight? Ongoing... Oh, man, it said Allosaurus fragilis versus Bronto, and it's just a baby. Oh, okay. Well. I mean, hey, I mean, it's accurate. I can't. Do we all miss Saurophaganax? I mean... Sora was cool because of its name. I'll admit that, but I don't know if I exactly miss it just because of the name. I heard Spino lived 95% of its life in water like a croc. Is that true? Maybe? I mean, okay, look. If you want to get into the debate on the aquatic locomotion or the aquatic nature of Spinosaurus, you will find that there are people to defend every single kind of hypothesis on that. It is such a volatile kind of debate at the moment that I'm kind of scared to give my own opinion on it. But I will say this. Heard Spinos were great stockbrokers. that one might be true. I wouldn't trust a Spino. They've got big arms. They can actually, like, do stuff. I will say this. I don't think Spino was a great swimmer, but I don't think that means that it wasn't a good fisher. Because, and I'll pull this up. We'll quickly take a look at Spino. So, on the front of Spinosaurus's face, there are a series of dots. And I don't think you can really see it all that well in the actual one. But at the front of the Spinosaurus's jaw, there is a series of dots. And you see these kind of dots on other... Or on crocodilians as well. These are pressure sensors. They allow for it to feel a change in the way that the water is moving around it. The idea is that it will help it see, or I'm putting quotations here, see or feel that there is a big fish coming by, and when it does, it snaps its jaws shut and grabs it. So they're very clearly adapted for some kind of aquatic predation. It's just the question of how? Or, like, how aquatic were they? I'm more in line with the idea that these guys are walking around, putting their snouts in the water, basically functioning like giant herons. Fun fact, did you know that T-Rex never learned calculus? I did. And funnily enough, the reason I know that is because there's a T-Rex brain sitting next to me. I'm not kidding. I've got a T-Rex brain. So it's a endocast, but, of a T-Rex brain, so, yeah, no, look, I can look at its brain and I can tell you, yeah, that guy absolutely does not know calculus. Let's see what old Al's up to. In terms of pursuing paleontology, and then thank you Dilo for the gives, I appreciate it. In terms of pursuing paleontology, do you think it'd be better to aim for geology or biology courses? That really depends on what you're going for. I've met. Okay, you just killed a baby sauropod. That's awesome. If you want to go the biology route, you can. If you want to go the geology route, you also can. It really just depends on what aspect of paleontology really interests you. Are you way more into how the ecosystems function and the biomechanics of how they function and live? Or are you more interested in, like, settling debates and, like, in terms of time scale? Or just kind of, like, identifying where things are and, like, figuring out what kind of geological events are happening here, there, or the other way. It's really up to you. Does it cost money, and is it on the PS5? Prehistoric Kingdom is PC only right now, unfortunately, but it is about to be it's about to be fully released. So it'll probably be coming to console pretty soon. So fingers crossed. So here we go. But sorry, Teach, but I have to leave early. That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Does it cost money? It is like $30, I think, but you can get it on sale if you're lucky sometimes. My favorite Abelisaur, I think either Rugops or Pycno. Lakota, I cannot really understand how a particular particle of a bone can be named, but the Mongolian Titan can't. It all comes down to diagnostic, or how diagnostic. Does the goat have, or does this game have my goat list of each? I wish. Closest thing we got to, like, those weirdos is probably this guy. So when it comes to describing an animal, okay, let's take my favorite dinosaur of all time, Nanooksaurus, okay? Because I think it is a great, I think it's a great reference for this. Nanooksaurus was originally found in 2006 in Alaska. Now, Nanooksaurus is only really a lower mandible of a jaw. And when it was found, it was originally thought to be a Gorgosaurus. And if you remember the movie Walking with Dinosaurs, the reason Gorgosaurus is in that movie, because it's in Alaska, is because of that fossil. A year after that movie comes out, they actually discover, hey, wait a minute. This is not an Albertosaurid. See, Gorgosaurus is a part of another group of tyrannosaurs called the Albertosaurinae. And these are, like, basically sports cars of the tyrannosaur family. But they looked at the mandible, and they're like, this is not in line with the morphology of an Albertosaurine. This is more in line with the morphology of a tyrannosaurine. So they were like, okay, this is diagnostic to be its own thing. So even if it's fragmentary, we still know enough to know that it's different from Gorgosaurus. So as long as you can identify that it is different enough from everything else in its ecosystem, like, you may not be able to tell what it exactly looks like, but you'll know that it is different. You know? If it's looking at you, it's looking at you. Yes, that's my line. But yeah. Do you have any at Montosaurus? Unfortunately, this is Morrison. So, no at Montosaurus out here. Thoughts on my other goat, Oshalaya. Ah, Oshalaya. What a contentious Spinosaurid that is. We're not entirely sure what it is, but it's probably a Spinosaurid. It's... Other than that, we couldn't really tell. Wait. That's the juvenile Torvo. What? Wait, what are you hunting? Hunting old owl. You are going to die. Uh-oh. Okay. Do you ever think humans will reach type 1 civilization? I think that that scale of, like, civilization, I think that it's way too oversimplified in order to kind of get, like, a good grasp on like the development of a species. So I just don't think it's I think that scale by itself, I forget what it's called. I think that scale needs to be adjusted, if I'm to be honest with you. But if some Spinosaurids were alive and put into the Everglades or Amazon, would it adapt and survive? Depends on the Spinosaurid. I don't think, because... Okay, here's the thing. Lakota's brain is not working anymore. Yeah, it's getting later in the day, and we've been live for about 2 hours now, so it's my brain is slowly decomposing. I can hear it. The thing is about you got to remember, Spinosaurus is this big because it's eating fish that are the size of you. This guy is eating fish that are your size. And he has to because he's huge and needs all of that food and energy. Now, could you throw in baryonyx? Could you throw in Suco, Irritator, Ichthyovenator? Sure. Yeah, go for it. Nah, I'm 5'11". Oh, sorry, let me rephrase. It's eating fish bigger than you. But yeah. Hey, I want a baryonyx in game. Well, you're in luck. They're adding baryonyx to the game very, very soon. Hello, Fantasy Hub. Welcome in. There is a fly in my room. Hold on. Suko, no more. No. We're not doing this. Suchomimus is not valid. Suchomimus is, sorry. Suchomimus has not been invalidated. And I want to point that out again. That was not the point of, that paper. I kind of am a little upset that people walked away from that paper and was just like, oh, Suchomimus isn't valid. It's like, guys, this was not the point of the paper. All right, they were just stating their opinion on a debate that's been going on since like the 80s, not the 80s. That's whoa. No, I don't even think Suchomimus was like found in the 90s. I want to say. But the point is, this has been a debate for a hot minute. Why are you sleeping right here? Do you have Dino Class anywhere else? I want to listen for hours. I do have VODs over on YouTube. I will say that I might take down some of those VODs because they're pretty old and some of the outdated ones. So some of those might need to be, taken down because they're just really out of date. I say this all the time. Astronomy and paleontology are the fastest changing sciences in the world, right? So like stuff that I was saying, Oh! No, get up and run, man. No! Oh. Man. Dang. And there goes the Torvo. The mystery Torvo that we have no idea where it came from. I have no idea where that Torvosaurus came from. Could a Mipe contend with an Allosaurus? Probably, yeah. What you have to understand about Mipe is that Mipe is the size of an elephant. And let me just get a mammoth for you. So we'll put down the mammoth real quick. Yeah. Mipe is like a... Yeah, Mipe could definitely give an Allosaur a run for its money. Especially Allosaurus fragilis, I'll say. But yeah. What extinct species do you want to see in a prehistoric zoo, dinosaur or not? I can show you, actually. I want this guy. Say hi to your grandpappy. So this is Tiktaalik. Real quick, let me just here. We'll hang out with Tiktaalik for a little bit. Let me get, here we go, large aquatic. And then yeah. Do. So here's Tiktaalik. This is our great granduncle. And he's also responsible for taxes. Say hi to your grandpap. Yeah. Hey teacher, who is the strongest bite force excluding Crocs? T-Rex. Or, well, if you're talking terrestrial animals, it's going to be T-Rex. If you want to bring marine animals into this, then Megalodon. So, what do I think of Titanosaurs? They are awesome. Are the end of Oak Street dinosaurs accurate? Not to what our traditional understanding of them is, no. Do I think they are still decent designs? A little bit. You know, I don't mind speculation a little bit. I don't mind an outlandish design here, there. But I will say they're probably not what we were expecting. Question, can the Herrerasaur climb trees like in the aisle? It wouldn't surprise me. So, it would not surprise me in the slightest. Let's see if I can adjust this. He's so cool. Look at that. There's Tiktaalik. Are you a paleontologist that study the weather or nesting behavior, or is that too niche or vague? I mostly just do dinosaurs in general. It's vertebrate paleontology with a specialization in dinosaurs. Mostly theropods are the ones that I know the most about. But I'm a huge sucker for the ecology and like the ecosystems and stuff like that. The Hell Creek Formation, the Morrison, the Prince Creek Formation. These are all formations that I find incredibly fascinating because of all of their different animals. Tiktaalik, yes, this is indeed Tiktaalik. I just gotta, hold on. Fish. There he is. Is a Tic Tac prehistoric fish flavored? Probably. Wasn't there a dinosaur with a super long claws like a sloth ancestor? Well, it's not a sloth ancestor because sloths are mammals. But yes, you are thinking of Therizinosaurus. And if you know what a Therizinosaurus is, I'm about to tell you something that if you're new here, you're not going to believe me. And that is, I own a Therizinosaurus claw. And it is the coolest thing that I own. It is sitting over there on my shelf with my Megaraptor claw, my Allosaur claw, my Deinonychus claw, and my T-Rex tooth. I've got a lot of claws. But yeah, Therizinosaurus has these giant... It's not a real one, but it is I will say this. It's not a real one because I believe that all real fossils should be in academic institutions. I am a firm believer that every single fossil belongs to a museum or academic institution. And the thing is that, like, if I ever bought, like, say, like, there was Gus that was sold for, like, $50 million or something crazy like that recently. If I ever did that, I would literally be like, go to a museum, maybe like a local museum, be like, I will give this to you if you make a replica of it, like a life-size replica of it, and then give me the replica. That would be my deal. I'd just say that. But yeah, Therizinosaurus has these massive 3-foot-long claws. It has 3 of them on each hand, and they are gigantic. Here's a little pop quiz for everybody in chat. Now, I do not have anything to show you massive... Yeah, no. Hold on, actually, that does remind me. Oh. Dryo's dead. That's unfortunate. The Dryos are in mating season, though. But yeah, Therizinosaurus is really cool. It's unfortunately not in this game, but the closest thing to it is probably Deinonychus, but then again, it's also not even in the same family as Deinonychus. If I remember correctly, the claws were super brittle and couldn't be used for combat. Yes, that is true. What game is this? This is Prehistoric Kingdom. By the way, what's the pop quiz? Here's the pop quiz. Here's the question. Get ready. Are we ready? When Therizinosaurus was first discovered, it was found as... a single, I think it was its hands that were found first. What did paleontologists think what did they think Therizinosaurus was? Okay, all right. Some of our regulars already know this, but yes, when it was originally discovered, they assumed that that Therizinosaurus was a turtle. And the thing is that unfortunately, because they assumed that Therizinosaurus was a turtle, this means that Therizinosaurus got stuck with the name Therizinosaurus chelonformis, which literally translates to scythe lizard form of turtle. So, rather unfortunate. But yeah. What were they drinking? Oh, I will say that the claws of Therizinosaurus, like, I mean, if you squint enough, I guess you could see them and be like, yeah, that kind of looks like a giant turtle claw. But yeah, no, it was absolutely ridiculous. I was shocked when they said turtle at first. Yeah, crazy. Wow. This is Amber, one of our allosaurs. You have gotten beat up. Oh, Lord, you got beat up. Talk about Duonicus. Yes! Duonicus was found just last year. It is a Therizinosaurid that only has 2 claws instead of 3. Thus the name Duonicus, which means 2 claws. I'll get... Pop quiz. How many claws do you think the dinosaur Mononicus has? I'm glad we have Therian the way that it is now. That's fair. 47. That's a good guess, Goji guy. 1, you're right. And I want to show him to you because he's absolutely alien. Where is... he's a theropod, so he'd be up here. Yeah, here he is. His whole arm is 1 finger. His whole arm is 1 finger. It's a single finger. Animal combat. Whoa! Allosteg. Hold on. We'll talk about Megaraptors in a second. Hold on. We got Allosaurus and Axe versus... Is that Ungulatus? Stenops. It's versus... Oh. You're gonna get whacked in the face. Back up. Oh, this isn't even a hunt. It's territory. Whoa. You're gonna get whacked in the face, Old Al. You best back up. If Old Al wins this, I'll give Old Al a mate. I wonder if she'd eat it. Okay, we're gonna let this play in the background. So someone mentioned Megaraptors earlier, and Megaraptors are so weird. We're not entirely sure what they are. There's a lot of different ideas on like, oh, are Megaraptors like Tyrannosauroids? Are they closer to the Allosaurs? Are they closer to Carcharodontosaurids? And to be perfectly honest, we don't know. They are very strange, very alien. The reason they are named Megaraptor... Ooh! Yeah, that's unfortunate. By the way, that Stegosaur's name is Bane. But yeah, the reason Megaraptors are called Megaraptors while not being, you know, raptors is because when they were first found, it was thought that they had found like the foot of a dromaeosaur, but it's actually the hand of the Megaraptor, and the hand of a Megaraptor has 1 claw that's way bigger than the others, so it looks like a dromaeosaur foot, but it's not. It is not a dromaeosaur foot. By the way, we left Gigaduck out here somewhere. I don't know where he went. So we're gonna... Hey, there he is. How are you doing? Oh, he's doing great. He is doing great. Sort of off topic of an axis, sort of Saurophaganax, despite it being a sauropod now. That's fine. I mean, like, until Saurophaganax is officially described as a sauropod, you can use it as a placeholder. Like, you can still call it Saurophaganax. That's the whole point of a name becoming a synonym. It just means the same thing as a different name, right? So, Megaraptor is a still life of a dromaeosaur. That's an interesting way of putting it. But yeah, that's pretty close to how I would put it, yeah. Give him a friend? What, the Gigaduck? Maybe. If the Gigaduck... You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do something because we're getting close to the end of stream here, guys. I'll be honest with you. Because we've been going for 2 hours. I want to see how big I can make a group of Allosaurus europaeus. If I... Wait, hold on. So if I just keep the population number even, will they all just live in one big group? Oh my god. We're about to do something so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Was there a large turtle that looked like, it was... Oh, yeah, there's a fossil turtle, or a fossilized, or a fossil of a turtle, that was stepped on by a sauropod. You can tell because it's literally in the footprint of a sauropod. Okay, and here we go, guys. Here we go. Just get... Armageddon is here. Armageddon is here. And here we go. Oh my gosh. Armageddon is here. Go, my children. Eat everything. Me and the squad, yeah. So this ought to be interesting. Oh, hey, look at the park rating increased. Do you think that the Spicomelus, an invasive species? I don't think so. It might have just shown up normally. You know, I don't think it was like from anywhere specific. Aw! You are way too close to the Allosauruses that I just released. They're about to start fighting each other. Yeah, probably. The Great Allosaurus Parade. Yep. So cool. And so Allosaurus europaeus have crossed into North America, and they are here to ravage the Morrison formation. And aw, you poor guy. You poor guy. There's a juvenile Apatosaurus out here. Man. The square was a turtle from what I was talking about. Yeah, that poor guy got flattened. It's unfortunate for that turtle, but yeah. If you put a Dunkleosteus with Tiktaalik with a... Well, there is no Dunkleosteus, and unfortunately I cannot put anything in the vivarium or in the aquarium with the Tiktaalik. That isn't also a Tiktaalik. Is it still in the water? It is. Hey, buddy. How you doing? He's just living his best life. Honestly, I'm jealous. I wish I could spend every day like this. Just chilling in the water. Me and my flat face. Yeah. Was there a species that lived alongside Titanoboa? That's a great question. I have not really looked into the ecology of Titanoboa's environment. But I know that there's... Oh, what do we got? And here we go. The Europaeus have already started hunting. I'm pretty sure that is the Camarasaurus that we just saw hatch. Uh-oh. Can I be honest with you guys? How is this guy has whiffed 5 bites in a claw attack? How are you this bad at being an invasive species? I brought you here to murder everything. How are you this bad? Oh my god, finally! Really quick before you leave, what was that, Oh, Dunkleosteus. Dunkleosteus, yeah. Okay. It took ages, but god, what was that Allosaur doing? Just whiffing every bite. How are you that bad of an invasive species that you can't hit your shots? Oh, whoa. We got some really cool variety here with the Stegosaur population. I think this one has melanism, this one's leucistic, and this one's like just red. That's so cool. Look at that. He just spawned into existence. He's trying his best. I know, but still. Whoa. Fight. Oh, yeah, you got intimidated by the stego, didn't you? Come on, fight it. Fight it. Do you have any Dunkalossi? Oh, so unfortunately, Dunky is not in this game, but I will share a really cool fact about Dunky. Dunky has self-sharpening teeth. Every time it opens and closes its mouth, its teeth will sharpen. But I'll add something else extra onto this fun fact. It doesn't have teeth. Not technically. That is straight up just its skull protruding from its face. Dunkleosteus is metal. But yeah, it is self-sharpening teeth and also just, yeah, doesn't have teeth. It's, let me double check that real quick. Yeah, it's literally just a giant chunk of the skull that is like coming out of the face. Like, yeah, the face of Dunky is incredibly well armored, and actually that entire group of fish that it's a part of, they have armor plates all over their face. Like, go look up their skulls. I'm not even kidding. It is all, like, their whole skull is just different sections of armor and stuff. But yeah. Absolutely wild, Oh, the little stegos! Look at the little baby stegos! You're gonna get eaten. And that's unfortunate. Oh, and the little baby Kamaras! Before you go, rip the random Torvo that spawned in out of nowhere. Yeah, I still don't know where that one comes from. With the name Pterodactyl, I'm assuming, like, you're asking if that would be a common name. Technically, yes, that would be a common name, because outside of, like, Pterodactylus and the pterodactyloids, I don't think there's really anything that you can call a pterodactyl. Literally, that name just means wing finger. So. Hot take, but I think, Dace is 10 bet. Oh, Dacenturus? I agree. Dacenturus is my favorite stegosaurid. It's very cool. What's the game name again? This is Prehistoric Kingdom. What a world. Hatch stego, yeah. What a word. Into a hatch stego, yeah. He's spawned into a mess. Okay. How do you think Lissovicia would hold up in the Morrison? So, okay. So here's the thing. I don't think it would. It depends on where, right? Because you have the Allosaurs, the Torvos, and the Ceratos to do with, but you also have to, like, the animal has to not be hard enough, like, as a herd. Yeah, it needs to fit into the niche or it becomes invasive, first off. So it needs a viable predator. And the only thing that I think is going to give that a run for its money is probably Torvo. Torvo probably would be the best equipped predator for Lissovicia. But I think there would be an unintended consequence of this as well, because there's something very, very important about the Morrison formation, and that comes down to the sauropods. The baby sauropods are so incredibly important to the Morrison formation that it's believed that the majority of the diets of the carnivores of the Morrison formation were the baby sauropods. You send a herd of Lissovicia into the Morrison formation, there's a good chance that they're going to graze over and take all the food that those baby sauropods were going to be eating anyway. Now, this could have the unintended consequence of basically culling the baby sauropods before they have the chance to be eaten. This affects the diet of the predators, and thus will affect the population overall of other stuff like that. And, of course, you know, they'd be taking away food from local grazers like stegosaurs, dryosaurs, and stuff like that. Would it become a huge problem? Maybe. Would there be a way to fix it by, I don't know, having some Lissovicia culled by Torvos every once in a while? Probably. Either way, it'll still probably be disruptive to the ecosystem in a medium to major way. It definitely won't fit in perfectly, but I don't think it'll collapse the ecosystem from the ground up. But yeah. How long do you think Inostransevia survives in the Jurassic? Like a single Inostransevia? Probably a day. So you put it in the middle of the Morrison. Just gets whacked by a stegosaur. Oh yeah, the Europaeus are dominating. Okay. Well, with all that done, can I say my 4-year-old autistic son loves you stream your Dino class? Well, I'm really glad. I have been told before that a lot of parents enjoy putting me in front of their kids. I try my best to be very accurate as I can, but again, hey, paleontology and astronomy are the fastest changing sciences in the world. So I am one, I'm human, I'm subject to be wrong, and two, science is ever changing. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Double check me if you have to. In fact, I would prefer that you double check me, because if I say something wrong and I think it's right, I would prefer you to tell me that I'm wrong, and I can fix it in the future. Good news, shelf is done. Hey, let's go. Let's go, man. Right when we were coming to the end of stream. But yeah, Hurricane. Oh Lord. All right. Well, guys, we are coming to the end of stream here today. I am sorry, but we have been live way longer than we usually are for Dino class. But this has been fun. I've enjoyed our stream here today. I hope you guys have also had fun. If you have a question that I didn't get to, really quickly before you go, if you have a question that you really want answered and I didn't get the chance to answer it here on stream, you can go to the comment section of one of my more recent videos, ask me there, or you can join the community Discord, where we have an entire channel called Lakota Questions, and I'll get to you as soon as I can after stream. Well, that's said and done. You can find the VOD for stream that'll be going up on YouTube immediately after this, so I will see you there. And thank you for the follow, Goji Guy. I just saw that. I've got to actually follow you back. I've been watching some of your content for a hot minute now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and thank you. A very special thank you to everyone who gifted. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. And I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day, great rest of y'all's weekend. Remember, I will probably not be streaming or uploading next week. I have jury duty. Not my fault. Blame the government. With all that being said and done, you guys have a great rest of y'all's day. Be safe, have fun, and all that good stuff. And I will catch you later. Bye-bye!